Good morning, good evening. I am Laskar sir. Now I want to discuss here the chapter rotational dynamics. That is the again this is called as the rotational motion. This chapter having the 7 parts in compulsory, and this rotational dynamics contains the subtopics: rigid body, moment of force, that is again called as the torque, moment of inertia. This moment of inertia is denoted by the letter capital I. Moment of inertia of uniform circular beam, and next one, the moment of inertia of uniform circular disc. So here, the first topic from this chapter, rotational dynamics, is the rigid body. Rigid body. So here, we all know about the body in the physics. Body means the object. But here is the word rigid. This rigid. Suppose now here is the body of any shape, and this body consists of number of particles in it. Suppose this is the first particle, this is the second particle, this is the third particle, fourth particle, 5, 6, 7, and 10 number of the particles. So this is the body, and this body contains number of the particles in it, and each particle having its own mass. Suppose here the first particle denoted by letter A, second particle denoted by letter B, again the third particle denoted by letter C, fourth particle denoted by letter D, next particle is E, and so on. So these contain the number of particles, here number of the particles in total, means large number of particles are contained in the body. And suppose I am going to apply here now the force, means I am going to apply the external force on this body. Now here the arrow denotes here the external force, means external force is going to apply on this body. These arrows, this arrow, all these arrows denotes here the forces applied externally on the body. After the application of the force or during the application of this external force, if the position of the particles inside that of the body remains unchanged, means here there is a specific particular distance between the particle A and B. Means suppose here is the A particle, another particle is the B particle, and distance between the particles A and B, suppose this is the R1 distance. For sake of convenience, we can say here the distance between the particle A and B, the distance between the two particles is denoted by letter R1. Again here, the distance between the second particle, that is the B and C, is suppose R2. Means here the distance between the particle A and B is R1, distance between the particle B and C is R2, and so on. But here, when the force is externally applied on the body, there is no change, there will be no change between the value of R1 and R2. Means here, the R1 remains constant, R1 remains unchanged. Again here the distance between the particle B and C remains unchanged, it remains constant. Whatever may be the force is applied on the body, the distance R1, R2, R3 and Rn between the n number of the particles remains constant. Then such a type of the body is called as the rigid body. So here the definition of the rigid body is that a body within which the particles lies, but after the application of the external force there is no change in the distance between the two particles. Means when the force is applied on the body, the distance between the two particles remains unchanged after the application of the huge amount of the force. then such a body is called as the rigid body. So there is no rigid body in the universe, but for our practical purpose we can assume, we can consider the rigid body can be suppose the iron rod. Iron rod is considered as the rigid body. Again here the stone, stone stone can be considered as the rigid body for our practical purpose. So the body in which the distance between the two particles remains constant, remains unchanged during the application of the external force, or we can say when the huge amount of the external force is applied on the body, the distance between the two particles remains constant. It means that again there is no change in the shape and size of the body. If the shape and size of the body remains constant after the application of the huge amount of the external force, then the body is termed as is called as the rigid body. So this body can be considered as the rigid body. Got it? Okay. Then next one is the moment of inertia. Moment of inertia. So this is the moment of force. Now, so here, when the force is applied on the body in the straight line path, suppose now consider here a body having some mass m1. This body is initially at the point A, means this point A is the initial position of the body. This point A is called as the initial position of the body. Initial position of body. And suppose the force is applied in this direction at the point A over this body, then the body will be displaces itself. Not itself, but due to the application of the external force. Then the body will be moved from point A, means from initial position to the final position, suppose B. This B is called here as the final position. This B is called as the final position of body. But here the mass remains unchanged, means m1 की value change नहीं होगी. m1 must remains constant while the body displaces from one place to another. In this case, the body is going to displace from point A to B. Here the point A is called as the initial position of the body. But after the application of the force, body will leave its position from point A and arrive at a point B after some interval of time. During this motion, some displacement of the body is arising. Suppose here, S is the displacement of the body during the time t. S is the displacement of the body. Displacement of the body. And it requires the time t. Time required is the small t. But here, the body is moving in the straight line path. This path is the straight line path. This is the straight line path. This is the straight line path. So here the displacement is in the straight line path, linear path. Therefore, this type of the motion is called as the translational motion. Because here the force is applied in the linear direction, straight line path, in the straight line path, in the straight line of the linear direction, in the one direction, unidirectional. So when the force is applied in the one direction, there is the displacement of the body in the linear path, or we can see the straight line path. Therefore, this type of motion is called as the translational motion. This is called as the translational motion. Translational motion. But here, one thing is remarkable here. When the force is applied in the straight line path, the body is moved from point A to B in the linear path, in the linear direction, in the straight line path. Therefore, this motion is called as the translational motion. But if when the force is applied in the on another direction. Suppose now here a body is considered. This is the body. Again, this body contains here number of the particles in it, and here the force is applied like this. Here is the force applied F1. Here is the force applied F2 on the body. Then the body will rotate in this circular manner. For example, the examples: blades of the ceiling fan, blades of the ceiling fan, steering of car, steering of car. Again, rotation of the top. Again, wheels of the car, wheels of the cycle, wheels of the motorcycle. So there are so many examples. In these cases, the force is applied at two different points.